today's football game. Lacey Lions in the blue will kick off going left to right. And Woodrow Wilson in the white with the black pants and the orange trim. And going to kicking off for the Lions is Earl Terracone, the outstanding tight end linebacker. He's been kicking for 2 years. The officials today, the referee is Larry Brown. The umpire Pete Stewart. The linesman John Fensworth. The Lions judge Ollie Mosray. Back judge Steve Tweedy. Back operator William Weinberg. And the chain crew, Bob Williams, Steve Bobowski, and Henry Lindbergh. And this game is moving on. It's underway. And it goes to the 5-yard line. Wilson on the return. 10-15. Wilson will put the ball upright. Tackle was made by Bob Williams, number 20. I'm Ken Turk, Ricky George Beckman, and Bob Sheeran. Let me set the lineups. Woodrow Wilson will open with Norm Frisbee, the junior quarterback, number 12. Alan Littles, 33, will be the fullback. Marvin Goodwin was the outstanding tailback, number 22. And the flankers, John McCain, number 81. Brian McNair, 82, will be the splitter, middle name of Robbie Bowles, number 21. Eric Washington, 72, is the center. I'll give you the rest of the offense in a moment. It's Goodwin on the carry. Center of the line, and Lacey is there to meet him. Much of the gain on the play. Corner, 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. The rest of the offensive line for Woodrow Wilson. Henry Bennett is the left tackle. Sean Carrington, the right tackle. Terrence Mills, the left guard. Donovan Washington is the right guard. I'll give you the Lacey defense in a moment. 2nd down and 9. Man goes in motion. It's going to be a pass. Frisbee. Man's wide open. Driven out of bounds. The pass was completed to number 22, Goodwin, the tailback. That's going to give the Wilson Tigers, the Lions of the Tigers today, a first down. And they take the ball to the 42-yard line. Let me give you a Lacey defense. Chris Liberto, the nose guard. For Lacey, he's a good one. The tackles, Brett Deptool and Steve Wells. Carl Terracone and Rob Klaus will be the outside backers. They sometimes call it defensive end. Chris Brewer, Ron Hall, the linebackers, Michael Teenan, Keith Brenner's defensive backs, Mike Bowen, Brian Zippler, the safeties. Oh, from the outside, that's the fullback down the near sideline. Alan Littles, and Littles looks like he's got some speed, guys.
Sure does. He hit into the line and bounced it outside, turned the corner, and that's what the one thing Priscilla was worried about before this game. He said they had to keep Woodrow Wilson off the sidelines. First you see a flush pass that picks up about 20 yards, and now a running play that picks up about 15 more, both to the outside.
Just like there was a flip on the outside, right in front of Lacey.
Right up against right up in the middle of the line. Looked like he was bobbing the ball a little bit. Looked like it might pop out.
Well, they're not that big up front, Woodrow Wilson. That's a little by Lacey. The territory looks like he's playing inside of defensive tackle. 2nd and 5, the 35-yard line for the Wilson Lions. They come in 6-2 in the year. Their only losses to powerhouses. Cherry Hill East, undefeated, playing at home today against Toms of the South. Otherwise, the Bishop Houston's lost on the Bishop Houston is undefeated, Cherry Hill East undefeated. They're looking for 2 losses, and they're 6-2 coming up. That was carried by Littles, the fullback, who just broke one 2 plays earlier down the near sideline. George mentioned the size of Wilson. Let's turn to the size. Left tackle Bennett goes 5'11", 205. He's a rare senior that plays in this team. Mosley, the left guard, 6'2", 200, a junior. Washington, the center, 6'2", 210, a junior. Donovan Washington, no relation to Eric Washington, 6'2", 210 at the right guard, sophomore. And Sean Carrington, 6'2", 215 at right tackle. Long pass, it's caught by Wilson, the finger deflection. And that's going to be a first down on a 3-yard line. George, is that Woodrow High School? Obviously, it is for to the offensive man or put it to his teammate?
Yes, in high school, it can bounce off anybody else as long as it didn't touch the ground. It's like a volleyball.
Well, Wilson knocking on the door here, first and goal at the 2-yard line as Norman Frisbee aired it out. And Wilson player, and I did not get his number, George. 22. Was it 22?
Yeah, it was Marvin Goodwin again. So Goodwin is they're running the flood, Ken. They're running the end of the back and the wing back down in the zone.
Goodwin showing he can do a little bit of everything, run the ball and catch the ball. And it's the first and goal. He pitched to Goodwin, cuts it back inside, and he's pushed back. Back to the line of scrimmage. Now let's see what they determine he lost yardage on this, George. They're going to move it back. They're going to say he was back at the motion.
It goes to the full motion stop.
So we're moving it back to the 5-yard line. Lost on the play. And 3. Second and goal from the 5.
Yeah, Coach Efron is really on Rob Clausen there because he's a linebacker who has to take that back out of the backfield, and he kind of let Goodwin go, and that's why he was alone for the bounced off ball.
By the way, the coach of Wilson, gentlemen,
His name is Wilson.
Darrell Wilson, played, has a championship ring from the Canadian Football League. That's a very tough game. He played with Toronto. He also played with the New England Patriots in the NFL. Pitch, they fake the pitch, wide open, touchdown. They fake the pitch to the tailback going left, and the quarterback Frisbee rolled to his right, and his receiver,
Number 24, Ken.
was wide open, and that's Terrell Bullock. And Bullock, the tight end, has the touchdown.
Nice concept on the goal line with a wide open offense. Take the pitch, come back to the isolated receiver on the opposite side.
So time of the score, 8 minutes and 33 seconds of the first quarter. They don't waste any time at the end when they look for the board.
3 big plays in the drive. The one thing the Lions didn't want to allow.
Bullock is a 5'11", 190-pound junior tight end. He has 6 points, and Wilson's going for 2. Frisbee avoids one tackler, he's going to run it in. He's got 2. Wilson leads 8-0.
Yeah, good point on the quarterback.
Also, one of the things they said they wanted to stop was keep Frisbee from getting outside as a runner, and they weren't able to do it that time. Very impressive opening drive for Woodrow Wilson. Lions did just what they thought they could do, and stop their inside game, but were unable to stop their outside game, as clearly Woodrow Wilson's people very quick on those.
By the way, coming up at halftime, we'll be announcing our 1988 Channel 8 All-Star Football Squad Player of the Year and Coach of the Year. I hope you'll be with us for that at halftime. And George Jeck and Bob Stranger, Ron Emmert, Dick Patton, and I had a meeting to select this team, and we have the top 30 football players from our Channel 8 viewing area. So that's our annual team, and I hope you won't go anywhere at halftime. You'll be there to watch it. Kicking off for the Wilson Lions is Brian McNair, number 82. He's no relation to the McNairs that played at nearby Pennsauken. I asked that question. Of course, one of them starring at Temple University as a running back, but this is not a relation. His name is McNair, but he's not the same family. Short kickoff, Elias 22-yard line, and he takes it across the 30 to about the 33-yard line on the return. 13-yard return for Keith Elias.
Again, speaking about Pennsauken, with some playoff information, they played 13 times since 1974. Pennsauken in the playoffs in the state of New Jersey.
I remember doing a game on radio down at Pennsauken when we were coaching Brick, George. I think Warren Wolf won the game for Brick over Pennsauken on the field goal.
That's right.
But Pennsauken's not there this year. They have a beautiful stadium down at Pennsauken, one of the nicest press boxes I've ever worked in. Here's a first down play for Lacey. Garrett Gardy is the sophomore quarterback. Elias, the tailback, on the first carry. He's got over 1,200 yards rushing as he starts today's game.
And number 56 on the first tackle, George, you mentioned him in the pregame.
Carlos Berrios.
He's one of the captains, Berrios, for this Woodrow Wilson team. Let me get the rest of the lineup. I mentioned Elias, the tailback. Christopher Rule will alternate with Brett Beptula and fullback for the Lions. Mike Latinen is the flanker or wingback. The wide receivers, Conan Blanchard and the center is Ron Spafford. The guards, T.J. Glyden and Rob Duffy, and Dave Aiken and Scott Hebrew the tackles. Tarracone's the tight end. Elias stopped in his tracks, lost on the play. And that's a fired-up Wilson defense. Looked like Bennett on a stop for the, let me give you the defense. They play a basic three-man front. They'll sometimes bring their outside backers up to make it a five-man look. The front three is Ernest Brown, a 300-pounder, 6'5", a strong tackle. The other tackle on the weak side is Sean Carrington, and Terrell Bullock, who scored a touchdown from tight end, is the nose guard. Third down play, 10 yards to go, and Lacey cannot move the football. No gain on the play.
Ken, they have their own fridge in there. Ernest Brown at 66. He's 6'5", 300 pounds junior.
There is a flag down, Ken.
Apparently not. It's just a marker.
Oh, it's
fourth down and 12 yards to go, and we're going to have Carl Tarracone punt the football for Lacey.
Oh, what a
nice
kick.
Strong punt. Way over the head of the receiver.
Oh.
Wow. No return on this one. That's going to take a Lacey roll to the 10-yard line. Beautiful punt by Tarracone. Bob's adding up the distance on that one.
57 yards. And we got, that's, I guess we'd spoil the surprise if we made an announcement now, wouldn't we, Ken? But Carl Tarracone, very impressive in his punting. I was very impressed with him when I saw him early in the year. Tremendous leg. Incidentally, in the opening series, I think the Lions used Tarracone as the wingback. He looked like he was the end on it, but it looked like it was an unbalanced line with him playing a wingback very close, right up on the line.
All I can say is be with us at halftime when we announce our all-star football team, because that made us look good. We're going to kind of give it away a little bit. First down from the, I guess they marked it around the 11-yard line. And Woodrow Wilson gets a hold of the 15-yard line and maybe closer to the 20. We're reading this on an angle. George, that 20-yard line looks like a 20 to me. So it's a gain of 9 on the play. 2nd and 1 for Woodrow Wilson, and they are moving the Lacey defensive line out of there right now. Lacey's defensive front, Tarracone 235, Deptula 200, Roberto at nose guard 215, Steve Wells, the rush tackle 200, and Rob Klaus goes 180. He is the outside backer right end. Frisbee gives to the tailback. He bounces off a couple of tacklers. That time it was Littles, I believe, lined up as the lone.
Yeah, they flop.
Normally the fullback.
Right. What happens here, Ken, is if they go into a slot formation, they move Goodwin up into the slot, leaving Little as the one running back there. But I think also sometimes they flop the backs around, putting Littles as the tailback and Goodwin up front. That looked like an isolate series back off this left side of the field, and just great running in there.
And I believe Coach Wilson has some depth, because he told me we'll see Jerry Brown, number 28, and Donnie Hill, number 41, also in that backfield today. First down for Wilson. Ball looks to be at the 36-yard line.
Trap.
That time Lacey closed it down pretty good. They brought the wingback around.
Carl Tarracone on that tackle, Kenny. That time they tried to trap back to the left side, and Tarracone came up very nicely, made the hit in there after the trap block was made.
Ron Laird, the inside linebacker, was also there. They have two outstanding linebackers in that 5'2" Lacey defense. Chris Ferrule, 6', 190-pound senior, number 34, and Ron Laird, 5'10", 185-pound junior, number 47. Laird calls those defensive signals. No gain on the play. They actually lost about a half a yard. Second will call 11. Well, the quarterback avoided a loss. Nice footwork there by Frisbee. He looked like he was going to be trapped for a loss on a play.
Chris Ferrule blitzed from the outside that time and kept the quarterback from being able to set up to throw the ball, but the quarterback tucked the ball in and picked up a couple of yards anyhow to avoid a big loss.
3-yard gain on the play, 3rd and 8.
Same formation that they used when they ran that play for good yardage in the beginning of the ball game.
3rd and 8 for the Wilson Lions. I should say Wilson Tigers. Don't get the Tigers and the Lions mixed up today. We got a battle of the King of the Jungle and the Ferocious Tigers. Whoa! Looked like a mix-up there. The receiver cut in, and Frisbee threw out. And
yeah, McCain turned to the inside and the ball went to the outside.
Yeah, you know, they haven't, Lacey has not adjusted well to when Goodwin goes in motion and comes back to the bottom portion of your screen. They had that same flood pattern to this side wide open. There are only 2 Lacey defenders, and there are 3 receivers from Woodrow Wilson in there, but the quarterback chose to go the other way.
the kicker, the punter for Wilson's the quarterback, Norman Frisbee, and the long snap man is the man who scored the touchdown from tight end, Terrell Bullock. Almost blocked. And this is going to come from the 46-yard line, but good coverage by the special teams, and Chris Ferrule was unable to get a return. So Wilson covers it well.
Keith Elias just missed blocking that football,
So Lacey has pretty good field position here. Second time they handle the football. We're in the first quarter. We have 3 minutes and 1 second to play. And the Wilson Lions lead, the Wilson Tigers lead the Lacey Lions 8-0. This is a championship game. There is no 2 rounds. There's only one this year in South Jersey Group 3. And this is it. This is the game for the championship. Derek Gordy, the young sophomore, throws the Elias incomplete, and it was out of bounds. One of the interesting stats on Derek Gardy, guys, for a sophomore, great poise, no interceptions this year. That's unusual.
Yeah, he's a heady kid. He comes from a football family. That's his father, John, being the athletic director here. And he's a nice young man, Gary.
So second down for Lacey at their own 45-yard line. It's a rather cool day, not real bitter cold, but it's gotten a lot colder than we're used to. We got a little spoiled this year, George, with a warm, mild fall. But it's overcast. We have a threat of rain. We're hoping the rain's going to hold off. The weatherman said it's going to rain tonight. Here's Elias. He breaks one. He's Elias. And he has a first down at Wilson territory at the 40-yard line. And there you saw the explosiveness that we've seen all year from Keith Elias, who's rushed for over 1,200 yards.
Bob mentioned earlier about the counteraction if they didn't have success with the regular game plan. And there it was, Robert.
So Lacey with their first down of the ball game, and they take it right into the Tiger territory. First down at the 40-yard line. They come out in the eye. Here's Gardy on the throw. Territory. Another first down for Lacey. Territory. Pulls his way down the sideline. Inside the 10.
No, I don't think he went out of bounds. It's a neat touch. They marked it inside the line.
So Lacey coming right back to answer the Tigers score.
That was a great call. Anytime you can force the outside corner man deep down the field with your wideout and send a pass underneath, it's a great move. Great call, great execution. What do you want? You have to use this.
Why? All right, here's Gardy on the snap. Elias short of the 5-yard line. Clock running. We're near the end of the first quarter. 8-0 Wilson, but Lacey threatening.
Same play as the big gainer in the middle of the field, Ken. That counter trap to the backside.
All right, here we go. Lacey knocking on the door. And they're operating around the 6-yard line. Second and goal. Gardy rolls to the near side. Gonna keep it. Gardy! Touchdown, he's in. Touchdown, Lacey. 6-yard run for Garrett Gardy.
Gardy that time rolled right off the pass play he threw before, but he saw the Woodrow Wilson defenders lay back to cover Tarracone and company, and he wisely just tucked it in, showing a tremendous poise for the sophomore's 6-yard touchdown.
That's what they had to do. They had to come back and score. They stopped Wilson in the last possession and come back and score in the win ball game.
Carl Tarracone, who you saw got off that 56-yard punt, is the extra point kicker. Zippoli is the holder. And the snap man is Mike Latinen, who is a wingback normally. And Lacey tacks on the point, so it's 8-7. There you see a shot of the Lacey crowd here today. A lot of spirit in this community. I noticed the new water tower they're building over on just behind Lacey Road. And they have a big blue and white banner hanging from that water tower at the top saying, "Go Lions," as I'm sure Wilson had to come in that way from Camden, had to see that sign.
I was just going to say that, Ken. That was a welcome sign and the Woodrow Wilson Tigers.
And the Lacey band strikes up a familiar theme song, doesn't it, Ken?
Yeah, Lacey Lion Band playing in front of us. So Tarracone will kick off, and we have an 8-7 game.
You know, when you're playing a team like Wilson, before you realize how much team speed they have, the momentum of the game, the way it goes, it takes time to adjust to that. But I think the Lacey Lions now are fired up a little bit, and they're in the ball game.
Lacey took only 5 plays to go 60 yards that time, and that's got to be a tremendous confidence booster.
There's a whistle. This does not count. Does not count. Flag on the field at the 40-yard line.
All right, we had an offsides on a kickoff. Lacey will be penalized 5 yards and have to kick again. With Tarracone's leg, I don't think that'll be too much trouble, even though he's kicking into the wind.
Don't forget, we have Thanksgiving football coming your way. So I hope you'll be with us over the Thanksgiving weekend. We have Pinelands at Point Pleasant Beach, and we also have, that'll be a Wednesday night game, which we will bring you over the weekend, and also the Thursday morning game, Toms River North hosting Toms River East.
Ken, let me mention the teams that Woodrow Wilson beat this year to get here. Camden Catholic, Edgewood, Cinnamons, and Gloucester Catholic. The last game, Deptford, and a 4-foot win over Brook, who had an ineligible player that got them here.
Here's Tarracone. Rolls it from the 20-yard line, and that's the fullback on the return, Littles. Littles is a pretty quick fullback.
I'll tell you something, he could be a tailback for 3/4 of the schools in this state.
So he goes out of bounds short of the 40. Keith Elias chased him out. So you got a great running back like Keith Elias, but he plays on those special teams too.
Oh, Elias is a super all-around ball player, and surprise coming up at halftime with him too, huh, Ken?
Yeah, I hope you Lacey fans will not go to the refrigerator at halftime, because we have our dream team being unveiled at halftime along with Coach of the Year and Player of the Year, special award. First down play. That looked like Littles again. Dive straight ahead.
I think Wilson's going to go back to a base attack, run the fullback, run the quarterback, run the pitch man.
Gain of called a yard, 2nd and 9, and Farrell, the linebacker, made the stop for Lacey.
Big series here. You know, Lacey came right back and shocked Wilson with the speed at which they scored. If Lacey can hold them here, momentum will switch in this game. So it's a very big series.
All right, here's the 2nd and 9 play for Wilson. Now the official throws a flag.
Looks like it may be a delay game. No, it's going to be an encroachment on the Lacey Lions.
Our director, Scott Donnelly, and I know Jeff Simons is right down there on that sideline getting you some of those shots from that sideline roving camera. And we have 7 seconds left in the period. 8-7 is a score. Wilson scored first, tacked on a 2-point conversion. Lacey answered back. They went for 1 on a kick, and it's 8-7. That's the end of the quarter with a score. As I just said, the Woodrow Wilson Tigers 8 and the Lacey Township Lions 7. George Jack, Bob Strange, and I'll be back with the second quarter in a moment. We are back, and we are ready to start the second quarter. We had a lot of action that first quarter, George.
We sure did, and even ourselves shifting in the booth.
Yeah, we had to shift around, folks. We're creating problems for the rest of the people in the press box, but we had to do some adjusting here, and I'm sitting in a different seat.
In reality, George was cold and wanted to sit next to me.
Quarterback on the keeper, and Frisbee faked to the fullback and kept it, followed the fullback through the hole, and gets about a yard, maybe 2.
Again, I said that they would go back to their base attack here, and they ran that option for the first time.
We might mention who the high school in Camden's named after, gentlemen.
Woodrow Wilson, ex-president of Princeton University.
Woodrow Wilson.
Woodrow Wilson.
And that's why they have the same colors as Princeton University, orange and black.
Correct.
Also called the Tigers.
Also known as the Prexies. That's their nickname, the Prexies.
Prexies and debating team. The football people present the Tigers.
Littles tries to cut it inside. Nice tackle. Coming up quickly was Brett Deptula, number 40, and he makes a stop from what they call the plug tackle. Bob, we talked about that earlier in the season. Coach Versilla calls the plug tackle and the rush tackle.
Yeah, one tackle just reads along the line for screen, draw, trap. The other tackle puts the pressure on.
So Steve Wells is the rush tackle. He's 6'2", 200, and Brett Deptula plugs the hole, and he made the stop, 6'1", 200. All right, punting is Norm Frisbee, the quarterback. No rush. And Ferrul will let it go out of bounds. And that's going to go out around the 30-yard line, maybe the 25. Let's see.
That looks like
Maybe the 20. Let's.
the 18.
18-yard line will compromise. Early in the second quarter, if you joined us late, you're watching Adelphia Cable, Channel 8, and this is the game of the week. South Jersey Group 3 State Championship. There you see the Lacey Line mascot. And this is for all the marbles. If Toms River South should win today on the road, they are 4 seeded in South Jersey 4. They are playing top-seeded Cherry Hill East. If South wins that game, we will bring you the championship game of South Jersey Group 4, December 3rd, against the winner of the Brick Camden game. Brick is home today against Camden.
Lions went a little strong to the left side that time, and Woodrow Wilson didn't adjust to it because the strength was to the short side of the field. I think the Lacey coaches will pick up like that, and they see them run more to the short side.
Second down, and call it 4 for Lacey.
Wilson has been moving their bigger people to Tarracone's side the whole first half and switching and changing around.
Ball on the 30-yard line. Garrett Gardy, the son of athletic director here at Lacey, John Gardy, is the quarterback. Garrett gives to Elias. Elias beats the man on the outside. And Elias turns the corner. Beautiful run by Keith Elias. First down, Lacey. He takes it up near midfield.
Yeah, counteraction again. They've gotten a lot of good mileage out of that play. The Wilson kids are so quick. Once they commit themselves to the wrong direction, Keith has an edge and a step on them.
So Lacey showing the speed of Keith Elias, and he's beating Wilson to the outside.
And that counteraction was definitely part of the Lacey game plan. In our conversation, we talked last night about showing straight stuff first so that these kids would commit and then using counter-Lacey later, and Lacey's doing a great job.
First down at the 46-yard line of Lacey. Gardy, short pass to Tarracone to midfield. Tarracone knocks one defender over with his shoulder, and he pulls his way down near the Wilson 46-yard line. First down.
Same 2 plays in the last drive. Exactly the same. The late tight end pass to the flat underneath. The wide out down the field. That's a great play.
By the way, they will move the Lacey Thanksgiving game. I believe, I haven't heard officially from John Gardy, but I believe they're going to play that game on Saturday, George, against Central Regional.
I didn't ask.
Is anybody...
Is that going to be a Thanksgiving game on Saturday?
It is official. It'll be Saturday. So that's Lacey's next game a week from today at Central Regional to decide the B Division South. This time Lacey goes off the right side, and they're going to get a couple of yards, maybe 2. Look like Ferrul, the ball carrier. Of course, Rob Duffy's over in that right side, and Scott Hebrew, 2 pretty good blockers. Duffy was our player of the game in the win over Monsignor Donovan, along with George.
Ferrul. Yeah.
Chris Ferrul.
Number 34.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And the ball's on the Wilson 40-yard line.
I look for the rollout here from Garrett Gardy to the outside again.
Here's Elias, wide open. He had a lot of room. Wilson got over there pretty quickly. Nice recovery by the Wilson defense. Bruce Pritchett, cornerback, made the stop. I haven't mentioned, let me mention that rest of the defense. I mentioned Brown, Bullock, and Carrington up front. Donovan Washington and Troy Coleman, the outside backers. Donovan plays the strong side. The inside backers, Captain Carlos Berrios and Willie McBride. Defensive backs, Jerry Brown and Bruce Pritchett, who made that stop. And the safeties, two familiar names, George.
Yeah, Marvin Goodwin, Alan Littles. They
call Littles the strong safety or the rover, much like a monster back, and Goodwin is the free safety. We have a timeout, George.
That was the counteraction again, Bob, and I think Lacey's mixing their plays up real well now.
Oh, they're doing an excellent job. They pulled two people that time. In their first drive, they had two big plays, a run by Elias on a counter, and then the pass back to Tarracone. In this drive, those same two plays have given 37 yards between them again. So 3rd and 4 coming up. Remember this, if they get a little bit closer, they're in Tarracone's field goal distance range too.
Bob, before the game, we were talking to the basketball coach at Wilson, and he was telling us that the kids, that Thanksgiving Day game with Camden is to them even bigger than the States.
I said they had to tune them into this game. He said they were looking past this a little bit towards Camden. He says the city championship meant more to them than this. He said, but towards the end of the week, they got focused in on this game.
By the way, guys, my old school, Phillipsburg, will be on ESPN Live Thanksgiving morning. Phillipsburg, New Jersey, Easton, Pennsylvania.
Great classic.
They take that one more seriously than they do any other game, too. Here's Elias again, and Elias is stopped at the line of scrimmage, maybe lost a yard, and he was gang tackled by Wilson defenders. Getting off the bottom is that number 56? Carlos Berrios. I think we're going to call his name a lot today, George. Inside linebacker and co-captain.
Yeah, he's got the most solo tackles on the defense of any player for Wilson.
Their captains are Berrios, Norman Frisbee's a captain, the quarterback, Marvin Goodwin's a captain, a tailback, and Terrell Bullock, who scored a touchdown for Wilson, the tight end, is another captain. 4 captains chosen by the coaching staff for Wilson.
Bob and I are looking for the pass to Tarracone here again.
4th and 4. They fake to Elias. Gardy gets the time. He's got it. First down for Rule. Inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was a little flood action by Lacey themselves. This time Tarracone, instead of turning out, turned in and took the linebacker to the inside, and Farul slipped to the flat wide open.
Gardy getting the time to throw, and again we mentioned the poise of the young sophomore who has no interceptions all season.
Oh, Gardy looked super on that as he faked the draw first and was still able to roll out and pick up Farul coming out of the backfield into the zone, cleared by Tarracone. Beautiful execution.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. By the way, I mentioned I got that straightened out. Gardy is the first sophomore quarterback to ever start for Lou Versillo. We got that cleared up. I was wrong, and Garrett's mother was right. Linda Gardy corrected me on that. Whistle on a play. I had thought that Pete Luciano had started some games as a sophomore quarterback, but he didn't start until his junior year. He did play defensive back as a sophomore. Well, we have a penalty here, folks.
5 yards.
We have 7:12 to go in the first half. Lacey trailing by 1 point, 8-7. There you see the Wilson Tiger bench across the way. And is that their head coach with his arms folded, George, on the right?
Darrell Wilson.
Darrell Wilson, who played Canadian League football and NFL football.
He's got these kids really improved over since the beginning of the season, the last 2 or 3 games.
1st and 15 after the penalty. Gardy rolls, wants to throw. He rifles it. That almost was the first interception, George.
Yeah, Brian McNair for Wilson had the ball in his arms, and Tarracone played good defense, came back and stripped his arms away from the ball.
Good play by Tarracone, the intended receiver. So Lacey retains possession.
Watching those yards, Ken, you know this is an 8-7 game. And if Lacey gets 7 or 8 yards closer, that'll easily be in Tarracone's kicking range.
All right, they come out in a slot to the far side. Elias in the slot. Guardy looking to throw. Keeps it. And maybe picked up 2 yards as he ran out of bounds. He got just ahead of the marker, the down marker.
I have an injured player down, Ken.
Lacey player injured on the 8-yard line to our left. Got to bring up 3rd down for Lacey. We have an official's timeout for the injury. There you see a shot of the player injured. We did not get his number.
You can try this.
Latinen. Mike Latinen, who plays wingback, flanker. He is a 5'7", 160-pound senior.
Okay.
I'd rather hold it so they can ring.
So we're going to have a little time. Wait a this timeout, George. How about running down the coaching staff for the Lacey Lions?
I think Bob has that. I'm not sure if I have it with me. I think I do. Okay. You want me to do it? I'll do it.
Let's go, George.
Lou Brasillo, Ralph Bigger, Jim Habel, Ken Hart, Ed Heffernan, John Kilmurray, Joe Papp, Charlie Ryder, and Rich Stratton.
Rich Stratton came up to me after the Donovan game, and he was pretty happy. He coaches offensive line. He was happy that we cited Duffy for player of the game. Said he deserves it.
Oh, Duffy did a great job that day. A lot of nice inside traps, Ian Spafford, super job.
This offensive line of Lacey's done a job all year. And you mentioned Coach Haber. He coached as a head coach at Point Pleasant Beach High School, and of course, Habel, I should say, and he is the wrestling coach here at Lacey, Jim Habel.
Is he originally from Glen Ridge, New Jersey?
I'm not sure.
I believe he is.
I think you're right.
He was a man who moved down from Glen Ridge.
Ed Heffernan has coached the Toms River South in the Toms River school system. Kilmurray handles the freshman squad. Here we go, 3rd down, and they need about 15. I formation. Elias gets the call. Elias breaks it. Elias, 1st down. He's down the 10-yard line.
Elias made a beautiful cutback that time and against the grain and picked up 20 yards.
Garrett Guardy handed the ball off and retreated with a fake, and then he whipped around his head, looked down the field. Elias broke 2 tackles. He started cheering him on from the back.
Donnie Hill, number 41, on a stop. And he is a backup running back. He's in that secondary right now for Wilson. He made the stop at the 10-yard line. 1st, and it looks like they can still get a 1st down, George. That ball is just before the 10-yard line. They could get a 1st down on the
half a foot
line. Again, Elias, flag in the air.
I think we may see an offsides, Ken. I'm not sure, but I think we may see this go against the Lacey Lions. The kids are a little bit too anxious here, and they're trying to make things happen before the snap count.
All right, let's see what this penalty is going to be. Barrios made the stop at linebacker. It's against Lacey High School.
It's an illegal motion call.
Wilson looking to their sideline for the decision here. They're going to take the down or the yardage. And they're talking to the official. They take the penalty yardage, 5 yards. So Lacey faced with a 1st and 15 now.
One of the inside linebackers for Wilson just came out of the ball game, starting inside linebacker, hurt his foot. And if I know coaches, that's right where they'll go.
Ferrul and Elias in the I formation. They fake it. Guardy's going to throw.
He's got him.
Got Tarracone. Tarracone. Touchdown.
He said it. There's a flag on the ground.
We do have a penalty marker on the 5-yard line. Guardy rolled out to his left. He hit Tarracone at the 8-yard line. Tarracone bulled his way in. Let's see what the penalty
I think
is.
it's against Lacey.
They may have to do it over again.
Lacey looking kind of flat. I agree with you, George.
Now let's see what it is. Here's his signal now coming up. It's going to be against Lacey. And the fans are booing here at Lacey High School.
I don't like that one.
What's the call, George?
They're calling offensive pass interference, I believe, against Aracon. I don't know where they got that one from.
Well, they said he pushed off trying to get position.
And I'll tell you what, the field judge on this side of the field who's in charge of that did not make that call.
No, the call
came from the middle of the field.
15 yards.
And he would have had to see through the back of Terracone to make it.
Now we have a second down.
I don't like that one.
We have a second down and 30 to go from the 30.
What's worse about that, it even takes him out of field goal range.
You know, Ken, coaches are very, very skeptical when it comes to playoff time because I know when I coached at Toms River East High School, every time we had a championship game, the officials always came from Camden County, and I think these officials are from Camden County. That's why we're very skeptical about these playoff games. I mean, I don't know how much nicer to say it. I disagree with that call.
I got to agree with you, George. I disagree with it, too. There was some contact, but there was definitely no deliberate attempt.
All right, here we go. Second down and 30 for the Lacey Lions. Elias up the middle. And Elias takes it for almost 10, I'm going to say about 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up still third down and long yardage, about 25. Any chance we might see a screen here, George?
Well, I think what you're seeing happen here, Ken, is an adjustment in strategy by Versillo. Instead of going for the touchdown, he knows he's got that huge yardage. He figures they may be laying back a little bit. He might be able to get close and get the field goal to take the lead. I think that's what he wants to do here, just get down in the field goal range.
I think you're going to see some kind of a flat pass or roll out by the quarterback again here, or maybe that counter.
All right, third down and long. They got to go to the 1-foot line for a first down. Guardy gets the time. Short pass. Complete to Ferrell.
He's going to...
Ferrell is strong. Ferrell pulls his way.
Down near the first down.
First down. He's out of bounds. Very close to a first down.
Yeah, they faked the counter to Elias that time, and Wilson moved with the action. They threw backside flat to Ferrell. Great call, great pattern. Nice,
They're going to mark that ball at the 3-yard line.
Nice offense, nice mix here.
Or should we call it the 4, George? It's a big angle. I'll call it the 4. So they're about 3 yards, 3.5 yards short of a first down.
Decision time.
Fourth, and
I call a timeout here if I was Coach Versillo.
Timeout is called by Lacey with 4:42 to play in the first half. Wilson leads 8-7. Let's face it, if they get a first down, they're going to get a touchdown, George.
Well, I think he's going to take the 3 points. You know, he's called timeout now. He's going to think it over. He's going to talk it over with his assistant coaches. If it were me, I'd go for the 3.
I would too, George. When you have this much yardage, you have fourth and more than a yard down near the goal line, the play is to take the short 3 because it gives you the lead. One interesting factor here, Lacey has held this ball for over 6 minutes. This was their opening game strategy, and meanwhile, Woodrow Wilson hasn't seen that ball as Lacey's had it about 12 or 15 plays.
And of course, there were 3 or 4 penalties involved in this drive that took them back, so that enabled them to hold the ball a little bit longer, but they did come back.
There you see the Lacey cheerleaders who we introduced on one of the telecasts earlier in the season over at Monsignor Donovan. And they're talking it over here, and Tarracan, of course, one of the great kickers. He's been around kicking for 3 years.
You know,
that's a chip shot for him, George.
If they go,
I don't see any T on the field.
Apparently, they're going to go for the touchdown.
Louis is going to go for it.
Lou's coming off the field. He was in the huddle.
Louis is going to go for it.
Go get him, Lou.
The touchdown in all essence, because if they get a first down, they're going to be right on the goal line anyway.
There's only one thing I can see them doing here, rolling with the quarterback like they did.
Got to come to the corner with Tarracone.
Fourth down, and they need to go for the touchdown.
He's giving
Elias has it. He's got a touchdown.
He's in.
4-yard run for Keith Elias, and Lacey takes the lead. There you see a shot of Keith Elias, number 20.
That was a gutsy call by Lou Versillo, the head coach.
Time in the score, 4:37 of the second quarter.
And you know, George, over the years, people have said that Versillo is conservative. He certainly has not played a conservative game today.
No, he just knew. He went right for it. Give the ball to the best running back in the county.
Lacey goes in the lead, 13-8. Tarracon will attempt the extra point. His second of the day if he makes it. Good snap. He's got it. Lacey 14, Woodrow Wilson of Camden 8.
Great poise there. They look like the championship football team there.
Oh, they surely do. They look like they cannot be denied.
Stay with us, folks, because before we break at halftime, we'll unveil our 1988 Channel 8 All-Star Football Squad. And at halftime, you will meet the Coach of the Year and the Player of the Year.
Who's the club brings it up? Whoever brings it up isn't here. Okay.
Yeah, I think Lacey has finally picked up the momentum of this whole bowl game. I think they started off a little slow. Wilson big played him in the first drive. Now Lacey's in tune.
Other thing that's happened, George, is Lacey has neutralized Wilson's speed by running misdirection, play action, counters, fakes, and that's neutralized Wilson. Wilson's been frozen by that because they can't use their speed to their advantage, and it's really helped Lacey.
Tarracon waiting to kick off. Goodwin and Littles are deep. Here we go. Well, he sends Littles back near the goal line. He won't get that one. He got by Littles, and it goes into the end zone.
That ball was kicked like a golf shot by Tarracon. It went out about only 2 yards high, then started to sail and climb like a golf drive.
Looked like a Tommy Heinsohn line drive shot that he used to make with the Boston Celtics. His low shots, no arch to them. That one had no arch to it. It was a line drive kickoff.
You can almost sense up in the press box how pumped up the Lacey Lions are. They're going around, putting each other up on the sidelines. Coach Lou Versillo giving the guys a little pat in the back. A lot of poise. Don't forget, Versillo has been here several times before.
First down for Wilson. They put the ball in play at the 20. And we have another flag. I hope we're not going to get the flags like we did over in East that night, George.
No, especially in a championship game. Let the kids play. Well, Bob, you say he's been here several times. Now, this is only the second time with Lacey.
Yeah, but don't forget, he was there once as an assistant coach with me and twice on his own at Red Bank. So Lou is no stranger to playoff play. Plus, he's coached several All-Star teams, so he knows he's been in a pressure situation before.
Lacey's only appearance in the playoffs was against Delsey High School, right?
Delsey in
First round, they
1982.
lost away.
That's correct. They lost. And
that
Wilson,
was their second year of football or first year? Just
second.
We figured out it was
I think it was the second year. Yeah.
Frisbee, incomplete, almost picked off. That was a dangerous pass. Keith Elias almost had it. It was intended for number 22, Marvin Goodwin.
Yeah, Lacey's got the flood pattern covered now.
Yeah, you can see them adjusting now as the motion occurs. Lacey is moving people to counteract that the three receivers on the one side of the field.
They seem to telegraph that one particular play now that we've seen it 3 times, Bob. 4
yes,
times.
they do.
Second down, 15 to go. Frisbee to throw. He's on the roll. Keeps it. Frisbee on the move. Frisbee. First down for Wilson. He took it across the 30-yard line.
They did not want that to happen. They went into this Miami defensive look to put outside pressure on Frisbee to keep him inside, not let him get that outside rollout. But he got out there that time, and you could see how quickly they can pick up yards.
He gained some yardage, but Brian Zippoli really gave him a shot.
It's Brian Zippoli, George.
Zippoli.
He's the safety. He's a backup quarterback.
Brian Zippoli. Nice shot.
5'10", 175. He's a senior. So Brian made a big tackle there. He could have gone for a big gainer. So it's first down for Wilson at the 33-yard line. Frisbee throwing over the hash mark. He's got a completion, and the man's on the move. And it's John McCain, the flanker, And another first down for Wilson in Lacey territory at the 45-yard line.
Could have broke it.
Yeah, after going 3 times off the motion to the motion side, that time they sent motion one way and created a one-on-one situation with the split end to the right side, and he caught that ball for nice yards.
By the way, we want to thank John Gordy again for the nice gift. That was quite a surprise on the pregame, and this press box is very roomy and nice here at Lacey. We like to work here at Lacey.
I always thought John was a class guy. When I coached against him, he's a friend, and he's really a great guy.
So here comes Wilson trying to answer back. 3:21 to go in the half. They're trailing now. Frisbee tackled back at the 50-yard line, and making the stop was Brett Deptula, the 200-pound plug tackle for the Lions.
Just a great play by Deptula as he shed the blocker and came inside, forcing the quarterback to cut up inside him, and then stuffed the quarterback.
Big loss of 4, so it's 2nd and 14 for Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, you're not going to arm block Deptula. You're going to have to get on him and keep working on his body, because he's going to get to that quarterback if you try to arm block him.
Eric Washington over the ball for the Wilson Lions, Wilson Tigers. Next to him, Donovan Washington. They're not related. The right guard. Frisbee on a run, throws incomplete. A little short. He was throwing on a run. It's hard going right to left when you're right-handed to throw on a run.
That was the same pattern, Ken. They completed to the right side of the field. They just turned the formation around and threw it to the left side, but it was thrown incomplete.
Brian McNair, the intended receiver, incomplete, so it brings up 3rd and 14.
You know, Ken, Woodrow Wilson has been to the playoffs. This is the 5th time they've been to the playoffs since 1974. They have yet to win a game in the playoffs.
They've always been a basketball power. You never think of them that much in football. You always think of Camden High School down that area. Of course, Camden Group 4 and Woodrow Wilson Group 3. Frisbee,
Same
out
pattern.
of completion. And that's going to be at the 35-yard line. John McCain again.
McCain's running that same pattern, Ken. That's the one he caught a few plays ago to your right side. They turned it around to the left. It was incomplete, but it was open. They came right back and threw the same pattern again. McCain caught it. It's close to the first down.
1 yard short, Bob. 4th and 1.
They have such great speed going long, Ken. I think Lacey's respecting them deep, so they're turning up underneath and picking up the nice yardage on the curls.
We have under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Wilson on the move, trailing 14-8. Second quarter action here at Lacey High School in Anoka Harbor. Tailback gets the call. Good one. He breaks loose and is finally nailed inside the 25-yard line. Goes Goodwin.
Yeah, number 28, Jerry Brown for Woodrow Wilson. Nice kick-out block on a power pitch, and Marvin Goodwin turned it up for good yardage.
Brunner, who plays defensive halfback, 5'8", 155, a junior. Pete Brunner, number 82, on a stop for Lacey.
And Woodrow Wilson putting together a nice drive here from their own 20-yard line.
First down for the Tigers. They're at the 24-yard line. Fake the reverse, and Goodwin keeps.
They stripped him.
Loose football. Lacey has it.
Carl Tarracone.
Carl Tarracone on the recovery.
Elias stripped the ball. Tarracone jumped on top of it.
Just great defensive play. They had the ball carrier hung up. They had Goodwin hung up, and a Lacey defender came in. I didn't catch the number, but pulled the ball right out of his hands, and Tarracone quickly jumped on it.
Elias.
It was Elias,
stripped
huh?
the ball, yep.
Well, the fake reverse didn't really fool Lacey. They were ready on that side, and big play by the Lacey defense.
And Woodrow Wilson even pulled Carlos Berrios, the right guard, to the left side with the fake. And it didn't fool Lacey.
Earlier in the game, I had mentioned that Goodwin has a tendency to hold that ball loose, and evidently Elias saw it, just grabbed it. Jason
Benisuk is to the far side. Conan Blanchard to the near side, the wide receivers for Lacey.
And here goes Elias.
Elias takes it just short of a first down.
You're not going to see anything fancy here.
I'm having trouble seeing those sideline markers behind the Wilson bench because they're all standing up over there. Looks like he crossed the 30, just to the 30-yard line, guys.
Yeah, it's right at the 30-yard line, Ken.
Okay. He's going to bring up 2nd and 3 for Lacey. And this may be the last play of the half. and we will unveil the All-Star team before we break at the half. Elias, and that should do it. That's the end of the half with the score. Woodrow, the Lacey Lions 14, Woodrow Wilson 8. Now wait a minute, the officials.
No, that's the half.
That's it, okay.
It was just an aggressive kind of tackle, finished it up kind of rough.
George, sum up quickly because we got to go to our All-Star. George, sum up.
I think it's a great football game. The speed of Woodrow Wilson, like you said, has been neutralized. Lacey's moving the ball, mixing their plays, playing great defense now. They have the edge in the kicking game, which is going to be important in the second half.
I got to agree with you, George. The game's gone pretty much the way we expected. The surprise has been Lacey's ability to get big yardage, 20 yarders. And exciting ball game, probably one of the best we've had. Scoring summary, Ken, it was Woodrow Wilson drawing first blood on a pass to Goodwin from Frisbee to make it 6-0 at 8:33 in the first quarter. The run for the 2 points, Frisbee gained those and make it 8-0. After two big plays with the 15-yarder by Elias and a 35-yard pass reception by Terracone on a 6-yard keeper, Gardy made it 8-6. Terracone kicked the extra point to make it 8-7. The Lions came back at 4:38 in the second quarter on a TD run by Elias, a 4-yard run to make it 13-8. Terracone kicked the extra point at 4:38 in the second quarter to make it 14-8, which gives us our present score where it is right now.
All right, we'd like to announce our 1988 All-Star football team here at Channel 8 from the viewing area schools, and it was picked by Bob, George, yours truly, along with Dick Patton and Ron Emmert, our Channel 8 staff. The offensive football team for 1988 at center, right here at Lacey High School, a senior, Ron Spafford. The guards, Chris Arndt from Southern Regional, a senior. John Schneider from Tom's River East, a senior. And again, right here at Lacey, Rob Duffy is our offensive guard. At tackle, we had two, Dave DeFeo, Pinelands Regional senior. And from Lacey High School, only a junior, Scott Hebrew. The tight end is from Central Regional, a senior, Tom Rosa. The quarterback, also from the Golden Eagles, senior Chip Chevalier. The running backs for 1988, right here at Lacey High School, junior Keith Elias. His running mates from Toms River South, Vinnie Muse, and from Toms River North, a great fullback and blocker, Matt Wiley. The wide receivers from Toms River South in his fourth year on our Channel 8 All-Star team, Chip LaBarca of Toms River South. Also, Tom Krill of the Indians, a junior. LaBarca, of course, a senior. And Rob Davis of Southern Regional, a senior. Our kicker is from Central Regional High School, senior, repeating from last year, Adam Walsh. George, you want to run down a defensive unit?
Okay, Ken. Senior end, Steve Hartnett from Toms River South. Senior end, Paul Brush from Toms River North. Junior tackle, Joe DiGirolamo, Toms River East. Sophomore tackle, Luke Delapuerte, Central Regional. Senior nose guard, Chris Liberto, Lacey Township. Senior linebacker, Ken Madalena, Toms River South. Senior linebacker, Sean Burke, Central Regional. Senior linebacker, Chris Ferrul, Lacey Township. Senior linebacker, and I believe returning, Grant Matern, Pinelands Regional. Senior linebacker and another returnee, Joe Clarino, Toms River North. I believe Joe is a junior, Ken. Senior back, Sam Galloway, Toms River South. Senior back, Brendan Delpino, Monsignor Donovan. Senior back, Ray Ames, Central Regional. Senior return man, Mark Jancy, Toms River East. And senior punter, Carl Tarracone, Lacey Township.
Okay, that's our All-Star team for 1988. When we come back, you will meet the Coach of the Year of the squad and the Player of the Year. And Bob Strange will present the award, Coach of the Year, and George Jeck will present the award. A special statuette that's going to go to our Coach of the Year and our Player of the Year for 1988. And our Coach of the Year is the coach of the great Lacey Lions football team, Lou Versil. And Lou, congratulations. My hands are kind of full, but this is the trophy you will get engraved with your name on it. And congratulations on a great season.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to turn it over to Bob Strangia because I know you two guys worked together for many years, and I thought it'd be appropriate Bob ask you a couple questions about your season.
Lou, it's a special privilege for me to be here today to make this award presentation to you. Coming off a 3-6 year, it's quite a job for a veteran coach to bring a team to an 8-0 record and into a state playoff game. That's a victory into itself. What do you attribute the success of this year's ball club to?
Well, attributed to a lot of hard work on the part of my coaches and other people, perhaps in the community and the families, and the athletes, most importantly of all, the athletes themselves, because they did all the things necessary by listening and doing all the hard work that we feel was necessary to put a season like this together.
Well, we want to wish you the best. We know it's a tension-filled atmosphere here today, and good luck to you and the Lacey Lions, and let's hope that your success continues today. Thanks a lot, Lou.
Thank you very much.
Lou, just before I let you go, you want to say a few words about our next gentleman to my right, because I'm going to announce it right now. Our Player of the Year is Keith Elias of Lacey, and what he's meant to your football team.
Well, Keith Elias has worked very hard from the very beginning of the summer, and right on through the year, he has sparked the club from the very beginning right on through until today, and hopefully we will come through this game with a victory. We'll do our very best to do that. Keith has been the type of kid that I'm sure many schools in the country would like to have.
Okay, thanks, Lou, for coming over.
Thank you.
And congratulations, Coach of the Year. And Keith, congratulations to you. You're going to get one just like the coach, and it's a pretty nice trophy to have in your trophy case. And congratulations on this season. What's this all meant to you now?
It's like a dream come true for me. You know, even when you're young, you think about playing in a state championship game. So it's all coming together. So hopefully today we'll put everything together and come out on top.
Now, Coach Jackie's coached a lot of football over the years at Brick and Tom's Reese. What would you like to talk to this great football player about, George?
First of all, I can feel his blood boiling inside of his body like he's ready to play today. I know awards are good for past performances, Keith, and I know you're ready to go today. It's an important game for your teammates and yourself, but you're a heck of a football player, over 1,200 yards so far. But that's behind you. This is the big one, isn't it?
I would trade it all in for this victory right here today. That's where I feel. We're sky high and we're going to do it.
That's a football player.
Keith, this football team this year, obviously the best one in Lacey's history. Is this a close-knit football team? How do the guys get along here?
Yeah, if we weren't together here in the football field, we'd be together somewhere else. We're all friends. We all want to win it for each other, not for ourselves.
You had over 1,200 yards rushing so far this season. It's not over yet. How about mentioning your offensive line, because I know we had one of them as a player of the game.
Yeah, what I try to do all the time is talk about the line, because they're great. Like center Ron Spafford, guards TJ Glide and Rob Duffy, tackles Dave Egan, Scott Hebrew, and the tight end Carl Terracone, and sometimes Chris Liberto, and especially blocking back Chris Fruhl. They're doing it. They're going to do it again today.
Okay, Keith, congratulations on a special honor, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Bye. All right, so that's it. That's our special awards, and Bob, you got something you want to do with John Gardy? You want to bring John in? I don't know anything about this, folks. Bob told me that John, the athletic director here at Lacey, wanted to come in. Hi, John.
Ken, we have a little memento of today's game for the Cable 8 staff, and we just want to thank you and the guys for doing such a good job in high school football here in Ocean County. And on behalf of Lacey High School, we'd like to present you with this little award from us.
Well, thank you very much, John. Appreciate it. It's a surprise, and I like it. Very nice.
Tell Ronnie and Dick I have theirs waiting for them.
Okay, you're talking about Ron Everett and Dick Patton of our staff. Okay. Thanks, John. We're glad to be here today. It's a thrill.
We want to thank you for doing our game today.
Okay, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Class act, John Gardy.
What'd you say?
Always a class act.
Okay. So that's it for the Player of the Year and the Coach of the Year. Keith Elias of Lacey, Lou Brasillo, the head coach. They sweep the Big Onyx. They had a great year this year. As we talk right now, 8-0, and in the playoffs, South Jersey Group 3. And we'll be back with the second half in a moment.
Gentlemen, do you feel a little nip in the air today?
Temperatures dropped.
Temperature's been steadily dropping since we got here. It's just been a steady northwest breeze, and it's just dropped the temperature a little cooler.
Bob, you got some stats after this next play. You can throw in those first half stats. As Fruhl picked up 5 on the first play, 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Ball just short of the Lacey 40-yard line. Gardy hands the fullback Fruhl. Fruhl looking for a first down. And it's going to be marked on the 41-yard line. Bob, give those stats.
All right, we didn't get a chance to put too many together, but we do have some interesting ones. Lacey had 87 yards rushing, 84 yards passing, for a total of 171 yards. Very balanced attack. Woodrow Wilson had 68 yards rushing, 90 yards passing, 158 yards. Keith Elias had 75 yards in the first half on 12 carries. He is the game's leading ground gainer.
All right, so 3rd and 2 from the 42.
for the Lions. This is the South Jersey Group 3 championship game. Only one round this year. These are the only two teams with enough quality points to go into the playoffs in this bracket. Elias to midfield and into Tiger territory at the 49-yard line. That's going to be 1st and 10 for Lacey.
Love that formation, George. You like that backfield set?
Really?
And the man that made the stop was the runner for Wilson, who plays both ways, free safety Marvin Goodwin. We've called his name a lot today.
Yeah, Chris Liberto did a nice job leading Keith Elias up in there. Nice game. The first 3 plays of the half for Lacey are counters. First 3.
So I hope you enjoyed the halftime, and congratulations again to Lou Versillo, the Coach of the Year here at Lacey on Channel 8, and Keith Elias, Player of the Year. He succeeds Lester Peshko, our Player of the Year from Pinelands last year, and Lou succeeds Vince Casale, the Pinelands coach. Here goes Elias! Elias may break it! Touchdown, Elias!
He's gone! He's gone!
49 yards.
Got the distance, Bob?
49-yard TD by Keith Elias, coming at 9:23.
When he hit about the 29-yard line, he turned on the afterburners and he was Katie bar the door, gone.
49-yard run by Keith Elias.
I tell you, I watched Eddie Heffernan. Eddie Heffernan, the defensive coach, was halfway down the field, out on the field, jumping around, cheering. He knew he was gone.
20-8 is the score. Here's Tarracone attempting the kick. Latinen snaps. Zippoli holds. Tarracone's got it. 21-8, Lacey, 3rd quarter. They didn't waste any time.
No way.
So the Lions strike in only 3 minutes in this second half and scoring lightning score again.
Oh, guys, I think we mentioned the gift we received from Coach Gardner. We opened them at halftime. You want to mention, George, what we received?
Beautiful paperweights with the Lacey Lion, Lacey High School symbol on the front. Nice and heavy. Real appreciated gift.
How many times have we been in a press box where the wind's been blowing through there and our papers are flying all around?
It just happened today when we first started this ball game.
Tarracone waiting kickoff for Lacey, and deep for the Woodrow Wilson team is Goodwin and Littles. Littles to the near side. So Lacey maybe taking command of this football game. We'll see how Wilson reacts to that quick score by Lacey. There's the whistle, ready to go. And a low kick at the 12-yard line. Littles on the return. And Littles takes it across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Wilson, pretty good field position to start this series.
And Littles was shaken up on that play, getting on a hit by Lacey defender.
Number 40, I believe, was Brett Natula. Yep. He got him right at the ankles, Bob.
He did. He hit him really well.
So we're going to have a timeout here. And again, congratulations to all the members of our All-Star team. George, we had Lacey well represented. We had Stafford on the team at center, Duffy at guard, Scott Hebrew, who's an underclassman at tackle, Keith Elias, most of them on the offensive unit. But we had Chris Liberto and Chris Ferrul representing the defense, along with Carl Tarracone, who's our punter. Now, when we pick a squad, it's like the All-Shore Classic. We want to pick a team that we can put out in the field and play a football game. Even though Tarracone's named as a punter, we could play him at tight end in a football game or wherever. So it doesn't mean that we only recognize him as a punter. We're picking a squad and getting the best players we can on our all-star team. That's the best 30 we can come up with.
Yeah, and this team was picked by the performances that we've shown you over Channel 8 and the all-around performance of these people. Many of them go two ways, and we juggle this team to get the best team or the best all-around squad on the field that we could.
While we have this chance, let's run down the Wilson coaches. Under head coach Darrell Wilson. School was not named after Darrell, it was named after Woodrow Wilson.
Darrell's assistants are Keith Ellerby, Kenny Fisher, George Sappos, and Clinton Sellers. He also has a group of managers with him: Robin Walls, Angie Davis, and Jacola Williams and Delbert Neal.
Littles was all right. He went off on his own power, and it's first down for Woodrow Wilson at the 36-yard line. Frisbee wants to throw. Trap. Runs into his own man. Still scampering around. He's still loose. Still on his feet. Wow. Well, I'll tell you, Lacey was chasing him all over. He couldn't get out of the pocket. Lacey refused to let him get outside, but he kept his footwork.
It was finally Mike Tolan who managed to bring him down, but quite an exhibition by Frisbee.
Well, he had 5 receivers out of his backs out of the backfield. The ends and the wideouts were down the field. There was really no blocking in the backfield for him.
After all that scampering around, he loses about 5 yards. 2nd and 15 for Woodrow Wilson of Camden. Long count by Frisbee, straight back. Fires to the far side, completion at the 42-yard line. And out of bounds goes McCain, and he seems to be his #1 receiver. George goes him a lot.
I was impressed with that. He stuck that ball right in between 2 or 3 defenders. Nice pass.
Flanker and one of the captains, 5'9", 170, a senior, John McCain, one of the few seniors, as we mentioned earlier. This is a predominantly junior team and some sophomores.
Yeah, the people that we spoke with from Woodrow Wilson before we went on the air think this team has great future for next year.
I asked them why all junior. They said, well, last year's team mostly graduated, and they brought all these kids up from the junior varsity and let them all come in together on this year's team. So they're going to be tough next year. 3rd down and 2 for Wilson. Frisbee from the blind side, and he goes down, and the rush was on.
And Brett Deptula, Ken, blindside blitz.
Well, the plug tackle that time was the rush tackle, Bob.
Well, Brett Deptula that time coming in off the blind side, sacking the quarterback. Big play there.
I think the left guard and the left tackle for Woodrow Wilson were confused that time because Brett came right between both of them, and they're both talking to each other like who should have blocked them. I think they were confused.
4th and 8. And Frisbee, the quarterback, waiting for the snap, the punt.
Rule's going to get this.
And no return.
That ball was kicked low, and it looked like it was going to go right to Christopher Rule, but all of a sudden it just faded, just died like a shot-down duck.
And Bruce Pritchett was down there quick to cover for Wilson. So we have 7:19 to go, 3rd quarter. We're at Lacey High School, and this is the championship game, South Jersey Group 3. Tom's River Indians, our other Channel 8 viewing area school, on the road today down at Cherry Hill East. Cherry Hill East has a great quarterback. His name is Glenn Foley, and they say he is a major college prospect, and he has 1 receiver he goes to a lot. I think his name is Vogel.
Yeah, and there's a young man named Brian Curledge, who's a great running back for them.
But I remember back in '78, Cherry Hill was a big favorite down here, and Ron Signorino in his last year took the Indians down here and won.
Right.
Went all the way to a championship that year. Here's Scardy on the keeper. We don't see Garrett roll out, scamper too much, but that time he tucked the ball under his arm and he took off.
Well, in the beginning of the year, I talked to John Gardy, Garrett's dad, and he said, well, he's young, he's going to make mistakes, but Garrett has really matured, and Garrett is not playing like a sophomore any longer.
First down for Lacey, and Garrett took it up across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Yeah, back in '78, the Indians were 4th seeded. I believe they played both games on the road. They beat Vineland away, and then went on down to Cherry Hill East and won the state championship in '78.
That was 10 years ago, Ken.
Right.
Well, let's hope there's an omen there.
Because we could have a Brick Township Toms River South rematch in the championship game at Brick
I really do.
on December 3rd. Here's Elias. Elias short of the 45, around a 44-yard line on market. Gain of about 3. They're going to give him a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. Wouldn't that be something, Brick and Toms River South in a
I think
rematch?
the whole county is rooting for Brick Township and Toms River South today to bring the championship game back to Ocean County.
And if that happens, folks, we'll bring it to you on Channel 8 from Brick Township High School on December 3rd. It's a 1 o'clock game. All right, here come the Lions. 2nd and 8 play. Ron Spafford, our Channel 8 All-Star center, up over the ball for the Lions. And the whistle is blown. Maybe a delay of game. It took a long time to get up there. May cost them 5. Yep. Delay of game against the Lions.
When they came out of the huddle, there was some talking from quarterback to wide receivers and some pointing. It looked like there was some confusion.
By the way, talking about Brick, George, 31 years of coaching for Warren Wolf. How much longer do you think he'll go on?
Warren will go as long as they let him. I wouldn't be surprised if he retired from his position as the deputy superintendent and continued to be the coach if they let him.
All right, here we go. Gardy rolls. Looks left, looks right. Ferrell at the 45. Ferrell to the 47-yard line. Short of a first down. And I tell you, Goodwin's getting the work out. He runs the ball, he catches the ball, he makes the tackles at safety. 3rd and 5 for the Lions.
And the Lions continue with the counter kind of look. The one play they did run in this drive that was a straight kind of sweep play went for only like 2 yards, but the counter gained them big yards before. We look for some kind of misdirection in here again, either off the pass or the run.
Gardy on the roll, wants to throw. He does on the run. Ferrell again. He caught the ball midfield. He takes it down to the 45-yard line. And Chris Ferrell's having a big day from the fullback position catching the football. There you see Chris.
But that time, Ken, they faked Keith Elias into the line off to the right side, and Garrett rolled back to your left, dumped the ball off to Chris Ferrell, and everybody on the Tigers was looking the other way.
Nice poise, and the only way he could have got the ball there was to do what he did, lay it in like a hand grenade or like a bomb.
It's a distinct difference in quarterbacks between a quarterback that's a thrower and a passer. Garrett definitely showing a passer's ability to take a little something off the ball when that receiver's wide open and just drop that dink in there.
All right, I just heard Garrett Gardy over 100 yards passing. Here goes Elias. Elias down to the 30-yard line. Well, maybe short of a first down by a half a yard.
He's just short, Ken.
Elias has to be close to 100 yards rushing, too, now, Ken.
By the way, I mispronounced the name earlier, and I wanted to get it straightened out. It's Benachuk is the wide receiver, number 28, Jason Benachuk. And I don't think I pronounced his name that way earlier.
Ken, Keith Elias is over 150 yards rushing in this game already.
2nd and less than a yard. Everybody in tight except for one receiver to the... Well, they do have both wide receivers. I thought they were in a tight formation. Ferrell gets the call. I think he's got a first down.
First down.
Yeah, he picked up 2. Kenny only needed about a yard, just a straight ahead play, and good offensive thrust by the offensive line.
Anytime you get a running back that runs over 1,200 yards up to this point, up to this ball game, somebody's blocking up front.
That time was Carrington on the stop. He goes 215, 6'3". He's the weak side tackle. We mentioned Ernest Brown, the strong side tackle, 6'5", 300 pounds. He's only a junior. He's going to be a big kid when he grows up.
Tweed now? He's facing Tweed, who's 6'9", 270.
We got the battle of the giants in there.
It's the battle of the mountains out there.
1st and 10 for Lacey High School. Elias sets up his block, comes to the near side, and out of bounds. Couldn't try to set up his blockers there, but Wilson closed it. Troy Coleman, weak outside linebacker, chased him out.
And you've got Tara Cohn, who's 6'4", 235 pounds over there, too. So Ernest has got a couple of big boys to look at.
There are 4 or 5 nice major college prospects out in this game.
You look at our all-star guard, Rob Duffy. He's one of the smaller one out there, 5'8", 170.
Yeah, but I watched Duffy a couple of times. And last year, this year, he's got a heart. He loves the game of football.
Elias picked up 2, 2nd and 8.
He's a good blocker, that kid.
Lacey leading 21-8. 3rd quarter action. They're driving right now. Keith Elias once again He hits off a tackle. He breaks loose. And he's out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Chased down again by Coleman. And Elias ran into his blockers and then spun off and went to the outside.
You know what the Lacey kids do very well, Ken, that I think coaches can appreciate and people don't really see because they look at the point of attack. Lacey does a great job of cutoff blocking on the backside away from the point of attack, which prevents a lot of defensive flow to the ball.
All right, so Lacey, another first down. This time it's 1st and goal at the 10. Ball just across the 10-yard line. Now, is he calling an audible, guys?
It certainly looked that way.
From the split backfield, Elias, look at that move. What a move by Keith Elias. Cut it back to his right, where I put a move on.
Came to a stop, juked a little bit, and went right back to his right side.
10-yard touchdown run. Keith Elias, time of the score, 2:28 of the third quarter. Lacey now in command, 27-8.
That's the word, Ken. Command. They are in command of this ball game now.
Oh, they sure are. The whole picture changes now.
This is when the defensive coaches start to relax a little bit. Not relax, but I mean just relax.
We have an official's timeout here on the extra point kick, and Lacey could win 2 championships in a matter of a week. They can win the Group 3 South Jersey title today, and then next Saturday, if they beat Central Regional, they can win the B Division of the Shore Conference outright. Tarakon's kick is good. So he's perfect today, 4 for 4.
Almost blocked, but he got it off, and he got it up nice and high, right off the tee.
He was named our kicker, and he's made us look good, 4 for 4, and that's 56-yard punt earlier in the game, George, Bob.
Yeah. 4 for 4 and a 56-yard punt. Didn't make an NFL kicker look good.
And the Lacey Band is playing right in front of us. We're enjoying the music here, folks. There's the cheerleaders.
And you know, Ken, I'm feeling really good inside for Lou Versillo, who's taken ball clubs to this game 5 times, and it's the first time he's going to, it looks like they are in good shape. Looks like he's going to get his first victory today.
What's your name?
Melissa Oxley.
You just did a solo on Channel 8 because I was holding the mic out. She's a member of the band, and I was holding the mic right in front of her. I don't think she realized that she was singing right on Channel 8.
She's embarrassed now.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Up, boy.
Wow. Guess who that is? Mr. Littles. And Mr. Littles almost broke one. Finally dragged down at the Lacey 45.
You know, there's a perfect example. You can't let up. You cannot let up against a good football team. And they're in the state championship just like you are.
So excellent position for the Tigers, and they're not going to quit. 2:15 clock running third quarter. Here they come. They trail 28-8.
And I think we can expect them to fill the air with footballs now. We'll see some run and shoot game.
Little confusion here with the Tigers coming out of the huddle. They don't know where to line up. Frisbee rushed. He goes down. Pass is complete. And that's going to be a touchdown to number 81, his favorite receiver, McCain. And the quarterback was laid out, but he got that pass off.
That's true.
And Wilson comes right back.
Chris Liberto was right in his face. The kid did something that a good quarterback has to do, Bob. He let the ball go to the spot where the receiver was going to be before he got there.
And I didn't see the truck that hit the quarterback, but he really went down.
Chris Liberto.
Was it Liberto?
Yes.
Well, time of that score, 144. And there you see Coach Versillo a little stunned there.
One play. But I think you're going to see Coach Versillo settle the tone of this game down. And he'll start putting that ball back on the ground and chewing up that clock.
45-yard bomb from Frisbee to John McCain. Junior quarterback to the senior flanker. 28-14. Wilson going for 2. Frisbee fakes the handoff. He's got the ball. He's going to run to the left. He's open, and he's going to get in there. Nobody over there. They all went for the fake.
Yep, quarterback made it himself.
28-16, and this game is not over. We got a full quarter to go yet, and Wilson showing that they are not going to be intimidated. They were down by 3, and they come right back. Now it's 2 touchdowns.
Well, we knew before the game that they were a big play team, Ken, and that was just another example of it. But I think Bob is right. Lacey, Coach Facillo is going to have to settle his kids down, go back to the base game plan, run the clock down like he did in the second quarter, Bob.
It sure will. Thing you got to watch here too now with these 2-point conversions. They start to add up when you're kicking 1s and the other guy's getting 2s. And as you get up into the higher scoring portions of this game, that can save you back some points.
Kicking off will be Brian McNair. Deep for Lacey is Elias. And let's see, to the far side's Farrell.
And Tolan, I believe, Ken.
And Mike Tholen to the near side. McNair waiting for the whistle. There it is. End over end. Short kick, Elias for the 20, 30. To about the 36-yard line. 16-yard return by Keith Elias. By the way, guys, guess who's here today? Bill King. Remember it seemed like we always ran into Bill King in the Asbury Park Press. Every game we did this year, I think it was the first time we ran into him since maybe the beginning of the year.
Bill King has been a cornerstone of football in Ocean and Monmouth County for the Asbury Park Press for years.
I love the man. He's very talented, a super gentleman, and not only is he a great writer, but most people don't realize that he does many of the cartoons for the Asbury Park Press, some of which I have on my den wall that are highly treasured by me.
And I have them also, Bob.
And he did one of me this summer, and I've got it framed at home, a beautiful drawing he did of me.
Yours is in a post office with numbers under it.
Here's Gardy to Elias. Elias jukes outside. Nice move by Keith Elias. There's that bad. It's going to be 15 yards for a face mask against Wilson. Elias took it out at the 45, and he'll tack on the penalty. Nice move and acceleration by Keith Elias going to the outside. Yeah, Bill King actually is retired now, but he does work from his home office in Beechwood for the press. Still does the Player of the Week drawings of the High School Athlete of the Week and covers some games for him. He says he works when he wants to work now, which is nice.
The first year that I played against Warren when I was in high school age, having been with him for 16 and a half years, Bill King drew a beautiful cartoon of Warren and myself in a picture. I have it framed in my home.
Maybe Scott Donnelly can get he's down here on the side. Bill might be able to get a shot of Bill before the games are. Bill King's in the blue rain jacket and a blue baseball hat, and he's got a clipboard in his hand. He's left-handed. He's walking towards Scott Donnelly right now. There he is, down the bottom of the screen there. Bill King, played a big part in Ocean County sports over the years. He was the sports editor of the old Ocean County Sun before it merged with the Observer in Bricktown, and then the Observer came to Tom Observer, and it became the Observer was a daily paper in Bricktown and merged with the Ocean County Sun, which was a weekly here in Tom Observer, and then Bill went to the Asbury Park Press from there.
You know, Ken, while we're here talking, we're down to 40-something seconds to go in the game. Lacey's moving right back up the field here. I mean, in a quarter. Lacey is very quickly, in just seconds, come up to deep into Woodrow Wilson territory.
Well, that big run by Elias, and then the penalty for the face mask, and now he got a second down and call it 8, and they're on the 35-yard line. So here comes Lacey. Whoa. Good tackling there by Woodrow Wilson on Elias. And that should be the last play of the quarter.
Well, I'll tell you something. Farrell threw a block at number 31, Kelvin Fields, and put him right on his back.
Barrios made the stop. That's the end of the third quarter with a score. The Lacey High School Lions 28, the Woodrow Wilson Tigers 16. We'll be back with a final quarter of this championship game in just one moment. Lacey High School leading over Woodrow Wilson of Camden. Here's Gardy on a keeper.
Oh, look at him.
And Gardy all the way down to the 10-yard line. We've seen Gardy run with the ball twice, and he's picked up some nice yardage.
Garrett's getting bigger, he's getting stronger. That time, it was another counter play. Only this time they used the quarterback. They faked Elias and went the other way on a bootleg.
I don't know if Garrett remembers it, but I remember when he was a little tot and John came down to do a radio show with me, and he brought him along, and he had a good time watching his dad doing the show with me, and I'll never forget that. Now I realize how old I'm getting, George.
And also, Garrett came to the camp that Warren Wolf and I had at Admiral Farragut. His dad used to put him in the camp with us when he was a youngster.
All right, Lacey, first and goal. They lead 28-16, looking for more points. Garrett to throw, incomplete. Tried to get a Terracone, but it was short. And covering for the Woodrow Wilson Tigers was number 41, Donnie Hill.
And Ken, you know, Lou Vasillo here, right away, first down, throwing the ball. He's up 28-16. He's inside the 10-yard line. Everybody expected him to keep the ball on the ground, but right away he rolls right and has Garrett throw the ball.
Remember when we used to say Lou was so conservative? Boy, has he changed when he gets these horses.
Well, I think he's got a lot of confidence in the young quarterback with no interceptions.
Sure.
You don't mind hoisting the ball in the 9th game of the season.
Well, he told Garrett, unless the play is wide open, throw it away.
Second and goal for Lacey from the 10. Elias, no. Stopped at the 9.
Keith ran into his own blocker there. It looked like he had a hole.
Wilson's saying they recovered a fumble. They're signaling they got the football. No signal from the official. And they're trying to, they're probably fighting over the ball. That's what usually signifies. Takes a while to.
You know, we talked about
Wilson
Garrett.
Says they got it, and they do.
We talked about Garrett's running before, Ken. We kind of forgot that he also has about a 6-yard touchdown on a rollout.
Wilson takes over at the 9-yard line, and I can't see the man with the football. There's a lot of them stacked up there.
Is it official yet?
Yes. Ball went over. Lacey sends her defensive unit on the field. Wilson's offensive team in the huddle. And we have an injury, too.
Yeah,
like
it's Keith
Elias a little late getting up.
Yeah.
He was on the bottom of all that pile.
Elias bounced into one of his own blockers and was hung up there, and then got creamed by somebody from Wilson as he tried to stretch it for extra yardage. He's shaking up on that, and he's upset. He's being helped off the field, but I'll bet you Keith will be back before the end of this game.
Just a little groggy, Bob. I think he's just angry with himself for coughing up the football. Actually, what you said is true. He ran into a pile-up, and then he got hit from the inside out. I don't think he saw the man coming to him.
Well, here comes Wilson now. Final quarter action. Wilson trailing 28-16. They have the football at the 9-yard line. Let's see if they put it up or try to get a little more running room. They're going to put it up right away. Frisbee rifles the ball complete. And Wilson takes it across the 25-yard line, near the 30-yard line. Brian McNair, the kickoff man, on the catch.
Yeah. They're running what we call a base curl and up on the outside, and I'm afraid both of those men were wide open.
Yeah, they were. There was no adjustment to the motion that time, and everybody at Lacey kind of laid back and let him complete the ball.
Ball to 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Frisbee again rifles the ball, incomplete. Trying to go over the middle to his favorite receiver, John McCain, the senior flanker.
McCain that time turned around, McNair that time turned around, looked for the upfield. Thought he had the ball, but he hadn't caught the ball yet, and he turned too early and took his eye off it and fumbled. He's some kind of receiver.
2nd and 10 for Woodrow Wilson High School.
This kid lays the ball in there nice, you know. He throws the ball hard for a short kid.
One lone back, slot to the near side, flanker to the far side. They actually got 2 slot formations. And they give it to the setback. That's the fullback.
Littles.
Littles, good run. And another Woodrow Wilson first down at the 45-yard line.
You know, Ken, this team is well drilled. I'm watching some execution here. That time Marvin Goodwin, who was in the slot, came to the inside, and he waited until the defender turned to him, and then he blocked him, and then Littles went right behind the block.
Well, Brian Zippoli's made some saving tackles today at safety. He did it again, 5'10", 175-pound senior, number 12 on the stop for the Lions.
This game's a long way from over. This team is very explosive, come back very quickly. If they get this score, we're going to be in a dogfight.
Goodwin and Littles setbacks now, side by side. Straight back. Frisbee steps up. Now he's going to run. And good hit there by Lacey. He gets 5, though. He takes it to the 40, well, to the midfield stripe. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 5.
Christopher Rule brought him down, Ken. Wrapped him up real good. You can't arm tackle these runners. They're too shifty and too quick.
You got to hit them and holler for help. And hang on.
Now we have a timeout, officials timeout here with equipment problem on one of the lines here right in front of us at the 50-yard line. Looks like the helmet strap.
Elias seems to have the cobwebs out of his head. I'm watching him on the sideline. The helmet's buckled up. And when that helmet's buckled up, you know he wants to go back in the game.
That was Pete Brunner getting his helmet fixed, and now we're ready to go. 2nd and 5 for Wilson. Again, straight back. Frisbee throws long, far side. Man's there. He's got it. Complete to McCain and out of bounds. First down to 20. And I don't know what happened to the defender in that play, George.
Well, he didn't see the football. He didn't know where the football was, and by the time he turned around, the ball was thrown short, a la Cunningham and the Eagles, so the receiver came back to the ball.
And he was all alone. Nobody there. He just stood there and waited for the ball.
35-yard bomb.
And here comes Wilson, trying to put on a rally here. 1st and 10 at the 20. I've just been told 195 yards passing for the quarterback of Wilson, Norman Frisbee.
Well, it certainly has not been a defensive game.
Here's a short pass incomplete. Well, again, he had plenty of time. Lacey did not get a rush on, and he tried to go to Goodwin in the flat, incomplete. There's Goodwin.
Yeah, we were standing next to him down on the field before the game. He's a pretty big kid.
You know what their helmets remind me of? Clemson. The orange and the tiger paw.
Joe the Jet Henderson.
Clemson Tigers.
County, Freehold. One of the finest young backs I saw in high school.
One of the most explosive, boy, I'll tell you that.
We found out in the Offshore Classic he ran all over Ocean County. Starting at Clemson now. Here's Frisbee throwing. No. Takes it. He's going to run. He may go all the way if he gets outside. No, good tackle there. Brunner saved the touchdown. If he'd gotten by Brunner, I think he would have got to the near sideline and scored. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. And the ball is just inside the 15.
Woodrow Wilson has great overall team speed, and if you get in a foot race with them, you're looking for trouble. You have to keep them cornered and boxed in on the line of scrimmage.
All right, here's a big play for the Lacey defense right here. 3rd and 4 from the 13. Frisbee looks to the far corner in. Is it complete? No, broken up.
Great play by guess who?
Keith Elias broke it up.
And Keith was just inserted into the game.
Tried to go to McNair.
There could have been trouble again. But he did. He came over as a free safety and really did a job. Knocked the ball right out of his hand.
Just creamed him. The ball looked like it was caught. Keith just came into the receiver and creamed him.
We have a timeout. Woodrow Wilson with 8 minutes and 12 seconds left in the football game. 28-16. Lacey leading the team in white.
And you
4th down and 4.
You couldn't want a more exciting situation. 4th and 4, 8-12 left in the game, 28-16. What a tremendous ball game.
There's a ground level shot of the Lacey Lion defensive unit on the field.
It's so cold up here that somebody's cigarette smoke blew in the booth, and it felt good and warm.
All right, they're talking it over. And don't forget to be with us next week. We'll have Thanksgiving Day football action for you on Channel 8. And we will be doing 2 games. George, you going to work both games or one next week?
I have one. I have Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday night at the beach.
Okay. Against Pinelands?
Pinelands, right.
And you'll see that game on the 27th at 6 o'clock on Channel 8. And then December 1st, we'll replay the Toms River East and Toms River North game from Thanksgiving morning at 6 o'clock.
If I was Lacey right here, I would blitz both of my linebackers.
4th and 4. Big play.
Send them.
Frisbee, the draw to the fullback on the outside. First down, yes.
Down to the 5-yard line.
That was Littles. And he's got a first down. Nice play by Wilson.
Yeah, he broke it to the outside.
Ball's on the 6-yard line, George.
Yeah, usually the draw goes up the middle, and he just took the ball and ran right to the outside like he wanted to be on the perimeter.
First and goal for Wilson on the 6. I'll tell you, this Littles has impressed me.
He sure has. Goodwin came in with the bigger rep, but this game, Littles has by far outplayed Goodwin.
Well, they're both set behind the quarterback. They pitch to Goodwin. Goodwin fighting for the goal line. I think he's short by about a yard. Bring up 2nd and goal.
I guess it's a good play against the goal line type defense, but I think that's a dangerous kind of a play right here. You must have a lot of confidence in it.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd like to see it just bounce out of there. And I'm sure Coach Rusilla would rather, I'd like to see it bounce out of there.
Ball's on the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 2.
Coach Eddie Heffernan is standing on the 25-yard line. I hope the officials don't see him.
I formation this time. They were in a split backfield. Tailback. No, he did not get in. No. And let's credit Ron Spafford, 63, for holding on for dear life. And Spafford, our all-star center, playing some defense here in the 4th quarter.
He's a big boy, 6'2", 200 pounds, and he looks strong on the offense when he's blocking.
Now, let's see. Do we have a penalty flag in the end zone or not? No.
I don't see
No, okay. Looks like a piece of tape. Okay, third down from the 2, no gain, 3rd and 2.
Biggest play of the game here, Bob.
This big play right here, Lacey defense digging in. Again, the I formation. Littles lines up as the tailback this time.
Quarterback.
Fake the Littles, throws, wide open touchdown. They go to number 41 that time.
81.
Was it 81? McCain?
Yep.
And McCain, as we said earlier, seems to be the favorite target of quarterback Norman Frisbee, and they've hooked up quite a few times today.
Bootleg pass.
2-yard touchdown play. Frisbee to McCain. Time to score, 6:03 left in the football game. That makes the score 28-22. And let's see if they go for 2, George.
Oh, they're going to go for 2.
Won't really make much difference.
They haven't shown a kicker. I don't even think I saw one in the warm-up.
Nope,
No, I didn't either.
I was told McNair was the place kicker, but apparently he's not a very good one.
Same play.
Quarterback throws. No, tipped by Elias. So we got an exciting football game there. You see Keith Elias going back on the field after breaking that up, and it's 28-22. What a football game. Bob, a little shades of your Hightstown Red Bank game.
Well, I'll tell you what, it sure has. A couple of times it looked like it was going to get like that.
What was the final of that one?
46-44 with the lead changing hands 11 times.
Bob's team won over Hightstown with the great Dana Shelton, who went on to Villanova. And he was an all-state running back that year for Hightstown. That game went back and forth. The team that had the ball last is going to win.
That's just the way it broke, too. There were no punts in the ball game. We didn't punt a single time.
And Bob told me something interesting before this ball game. We were reminiscing about that game. He said he had 4 backs in his backfield that gained more yardage. They gained over 100 yards apiece, and Shelton only had, what,
98, yeah. And my kids the night before the game went out on the football field and swore a blood oath that they were all going to outgain Dana Shelton the next day, and they did.
Well, they had a great wingback named Ishman, was it? Brian Ishman?
Ryan Ishman, who went to University of Syracuse.
Syracuse, yeah. Played up there. All right, here's the kickoff by McNair. It's an end-over-end, far side, the 22-yard line. And across the 25, about the 30-yard line. And that was number 22, Mike Tholen, on the return.
Lacey has got to move the ball down the field and eat up the clock.
Yeah. You know, Ken, off our ball club that year, we had a running back named Timmy Johnson who went to SMU, but Timmy never got to carry much. All he got to do was block for a guy named Dickerson. Maybe you know about him?
Pretty good backfield. And that's considered the greatest game in the history of New Jersey playoffs was Bob's Red Bank team and Hightstown. That day I was down at Millville with the Brick team doing that game on radio.
Get the corner, get the
Here's
corner.
Elias. And he runs out of bounds short of the 45, about the 44-yard line. And that day I saw Millville beat Brick with a guy named Calvin Murray, who played with Ohio State and also played for the Philadelphia Eagles. They were loaded that year at Millville, George.
That's right, they were.
New Jersey has every year, year after year after year, produced one great football player after another.
They also had a lineman, Bubba Green, that went to Millville, that went to North Carolina State and also played in the NFL with the Baltimore Colts.
That's right.
So that was a good football game too that we did down there that day in Millville. First down for the Lacey Lions at the 44-yard line, their own 44. 5:24, clock stopped when Elias went out of bounds. Now Lacey's got to grind it out here and hold that football. He can't afford a fumble here. Elias, no gain, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Stopped by Goodwin that time.
Goodwin in on a stop. So Marvin Goodwin makes the stop, maybe a loss. Let's see. Lost about a half a yard.
Ken, Lacey's got to get this first down. There's still 5:02 left in the game, and they have got to get this first down. They can't give that ball with this kind of time back over to the Tiger football team because they move too quick. They're just too fast.
2nd and 11. Twin wideouts to the far side in the slot formation. Flag may be too much time. That's twice now Lacey's had a delay of game penalty, taking too much time to get the playoff.
Well, I think the coaches are trying to told the kids to use as much of the clock as you can between each play. That time they went too far.
All right, here we go. Clock starts again as soon as they come out. So Lacey looked like they were well on their way to this state championship with a 3-touchdown lead. Now all of a sudden, it's a 4-point ball game. You see that Wilson line scampering around. They have the strong side defense. They follow the formation.
Go, Garrett.
And Garrett Gardy only gets about 2. Wilson fired up now. They want that football.
You're not going to outrun them, so I think the counters were great today. And if you run your counters and you get an edge on them, you're going to beat them. But if you go foot to foot with them, you're not going to.
No, you can't beat them. I tell you, here comes an interesting call. Do you want to put it up in the air and risk the interception, or do you want to take up as much time on that clock as you can, let Terracone kick the ball away if you don't pick up the first down, and then have to play defense in the last 3 minutes of the game?
God hates a coward, Bob.
3rd and 14 for Lacey. Gordy looking to throw. Steps up and he's sacked. Another loss on the play, and here comes Wilson. Watch out, folks.
Smart move, though. The kid did not force the football.
Troy Coleman on the bottom, and he had help.
Believe it or not, that does not appear to be as bad as it is, because that sack uses up about 30 seconds on the clock as Wilson does not call any timeouts.
George Ingram, a backup lineman, also in on that sack, along with Coleman. Here's Tarek on the punt.
Bounce, baby.
And that bounces around. Lacey downs it at the 30-yard line.
You want to let that ball bounce around and use up as much time. You don't want to touch it, because every second is important to you. Now we're down at 3:02.
So Wilson, 70 yards away, George, and they have 3 minutes and 2 seconds to work with.
Yep.
We know they're not going to go for a field goal since we haven't seen an extra point kick. They don't have a kicker.
Field goal don't help them.
Wouldn't do them any good anyway. They're going to 4 down. So you know they got to go 70 yards. They got to go all the way down the field. Is that a flag, George?
I believe so.
There's a yellow flag over in the 32-yard line of Lacey, and the officials are talking. So apparently we have it's going to be declined. It was against Lacey, and Wilson likes where they have the football, and they say we want it right now.
And you know, Ken,
We'd have more time if they brought it back.
with this run and shoot attack that Wilson has, with all their passing, those passes will act like timeouts. They've got plenty of time to put a drive together. So everybody hang on to your seats, hang on to your hats, hang on to everything, and let's go Lacey.
Lacey needs an interception.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for Wilson.
They're going to go.
It's up to the Lacey defense now. Frisbee fakes the draw screen. Littles coming to the back, across the green. Littles still on his feet,
What a beautiful
tackled.
tackle.
And he's up across the 40-yard line.
Number 12.
Brian Zippoli, who's made a lot of those last second tackles, makes another one.
And Brian saved the touchdown there.
He was gone.
And after all that, he only got 8 yards, George. Pass complete. 1st down for Wilson.
Lacey wasn't set, Ken. Hurry up offense. They caught Lacey in a switch running around.
Bullock, who scored the first touchdown today for Wilson in the first quarter on that reception, they're hurrying it up, and they're going quick. Lacey's got to hurry up and get set defensively. 1st down for Wilson at the 44.
Get him.
They threw that one away. Threw it away. Almost a shot for an interception there by Lacey. Covering was Mike Tholen.
Yeah, I don't think Mike saw the football. He was running toward the receiver, and if he just picked his eyes up to the football, he may have had it.
Look at Lou. Has he got a headache or what?
He knows
A
he's
headache.
not there
He
yet.
knows he's in a
Look at the
fight.
expression on Lou's face. Tough football game.
They're an explosive team, this Woodrow Wilson team, and he knows he's got to see 3 zeros on that time clock.
And we've seen him throw those long passes where they snatch the ball out of the defender's area and they throw it up for grabs.
Trips over here.
2nd and 10. Frisbee straight back, long.
It's up.
And he's got it. He's got it. That's going to be a touchdown. Fumble. Lacey covers.
I don't believe it.
They're going to rule. He's down the 1-yard line. It's going to be Wilson Ball on the 1-yard line. They're going to rule the ground caused the fumble, George.
That was too close. I don't know whether he got him, whether the ball popped out.
Familiar name on the reception,
McCain.
John McCain. He's killed Lacey all day.
They have great speed. They get behind you.
1:44 left to play. Wilson 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. What a football comeback by Wilson.
They're not in yet.
What a comeback, though, George. 3 touchdowns down, whether they score here or not.
Just big plays, Ken. That's all. Big plays.
No play.
Delay
Whistle
game.
blew. Flag.
Play of the game.
Got to get a delay against Wilson. Do you believe this?
Penalty.
Well, George, your defense has got to do something spectacular here. Strip the ball, do something. I don't know what. Blitz the quarterback, get a sack.
If you want to be a champion, you've got to stand fast right here. That's the answer. The defense has got to come up with it right now.
Yeah. Somebody on the Lions has to reach inside, tired as they are, beat up as they are, and come up with that great play. The one great defensive play to save this ball game.
All right. First down and goal from the 6. Littles turns it in. No. Got maybe a yard or two. Gonna get them. They're gonna take it down around a. Looks like they're gonna mark it around a 3, George. Maybe a 3-yard game.
It's like 2.5, 3-yard line. And the clock is running, I might add.
Second, we're under a minute left in this football game, folks.
And no timeouts for Wilson.
28-22. Lacey clinging to a 4-point lead. Wilson 2nd and goal at the 3. Clock running. 42 seconds to go.
Quarterback bootleg. Pass to the corner. I'll call it.
Frisbee throws it in the end zone. No! Stops the clock. 33 seconds to go.
I thought they were going to come with the bootleg and pass to the corner. That stops the clock, Ken.
Well, we're down to 2 plays, George. Or 33 seconds, whichever comes first, or a touchdown.
Well, some of the Lacey players here praying on the sidelines. Game's down to 1 play or 2 plays, 33 seconds left. The whole season, a whole year comes down to 33 seconds.
And Darrell Wilson, the coach of the visitors, goes on the field to talk to his offensive football team. What a football game this is. This is the most exciting playoff game I've done, George, since Toms River South beat Eastern in overtime on the field goal by Rutgers kicker Carmen Sclafani. That was Eastern Regional and Toms River South.
This definitely will go down as one of the most talked about playoff games in sure history.
You're watching a great one, folks. And we have no idea who's going to walk off this field as state champion. It's going to go either way.
This is the way a playoff game should be, in my opinion. 2 good football teams deserve a shot at the crown. They both played well. It comes down to a couple of plays.
So is Lacey defense going to make the big play, or the Wilson offense? Who's going to do it?
Well, they have to prevent Wilson from using the wide side of the field, in my opinion. I think Wilson's going to go right at the wide side with the rollout.
Which means they're going to go to their left.
What's going to be interesting is Wilson going to try and take advantage of 2 plays, passing or 1 run.
All right, here it is. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Littles. No! He's not in. He's not in. Clock running. 26 seconds.
Wilson hasn't called a timeout.
23 seconds. No. Clock running. 4th down and goal from the 3.
Wilson signaling for a timeout now.
Running. 15 seconds. Timeout. Timeout, 15 seconds to go. Wow. What a play by the Lacey defense. Can they do it once more?
They've got to do it one more time.
They want to be the champion. They have to do it once more.
Championship on the line. One more play. One more play.
Well, here it is. It's come down to 1 play. 15 seconds left in the football game. 4th and goal from, I'm going to call it the 3, George, or the 4? About the 3, right? 3.5?
They called timeout, but Coach Darrell Wilson never went out to the field. Only
there he goes.
Talk to one of his players and then send him out to the field. Now he comes running out.
Wow. Well, what do you think? Final play. What do you think they'll call, guys?
I think he's going to come back to the left side of the field with something. Probably roll his quarterback out and look if he sees somebody dump it. If not, you may see Frisbee himself try and carry it in.
He's got a little more room to the right, George.
Yeah, Frisbee is going to roll to the right, and he's going to look for McNair or Goodwin.
Here we go. State championship riding on this play right here. 4th down and goal. 15 seconds of play. Frisbee wants to throw. Touchdown, Wilson. Wilson has scored. 11 seconds to go. Brian McNair with a reception from Frisbee.
That was Goodwin, I think, Ken.
Yeah, he rolled to the right like we said, and he threw backside to Goodwin on the left.
You're right, it was Goodwin. 22, Goodwin.
This game is tied, Ken. This game is tied. We could go into OT.
Overtime.
28-22. I know you said 4 before.
Did I say 4 or 6? All right. We got a tie football game. They don't have a kicker. They got to go for 2, George.
They want to kick. The kids are signaling, let's kick it. There's a lot of confusion on that bench.
Well, they haven't kicked one all day. How do you think that'll affect them if they have to kick it here?
Bring it out to T.
They're going to go for a kick.
Oh, man, I don't even know what's going to happen if we go to overtime.
I tell you, there's a lot.
Delay a game against Wilson. Delay a game.
Delay a game.
Well, they're going to have to kick it 5 yards deeper, George. I don't know if that matters. We haven't seen her kicker, so we don't know. We don't know whether they can kick it or not.
And that's the first time I've seen a delay a game with no time ticking off on the clock. It was 11 seconds when they scored. They got a delay a game, and no time went.
Well, we got a tie ball game here. And are they going to kick it? Are they going to fake it? We don't know.
They're going to try to kick it.
The tee is placed down on a 15-yard line. It's going to be a 25-yard extra point, a kick by Brian McNair, number 82, the kickoff man. Flag on a play.
The kick is no good.
Kick is no good. Let's see who the penalty's against. Flags all over the field. Against Wilson. We got a tie football game, overtime.
11 seconds left. Still no times moved, even on the extra point.
There's a move on the extra.
I know, but
So
still.
unless Elias can run one back all the way, we're going to go overtime.
Decline. It's a tie game.
Tie football game, overtime, folks, in a playoff game. This will be the second playoff we've done on Channel 8 to win overtime. I just mentioned Toms River South in 1983 went into overtime at home against Eastern Regional and won the game on a Carmen Sclafani field goal. That was also a Group 3 South Jersey State Championship football game.
That's right. You have a good memory, Ken.
17-14, George?
17-14. And not only that, but you knew South was in Group 3 that year. I commend you.
Right.
I commend you.
That was one of the rare seasons they were in Group 3. That was Danny McHarris' senior year. He was our player of the year. I remember it well because I was leaving for Hawaii 2 days later. You don't forget something like that. You're going on vacation in Hawaii.
I remember Danny McHarris well myself. He beat us twice.
Now, watch this kickoff return, folks.
I hate to bring this up, and I hope it comes to fruition. I said before the game, I thought they would win it on Taracone's foot, and I hope it happens.
All right, here's McNair, the kid that missed the extra point, kicking off. And let's see if they keep it away from Elias. Yeah, they kick short. Lacey covers it at the 44, and that leaves 10 seconds to go. Clock stopped. We're going to go overtime, folks. Don't go away.
I don't know how many timeouts Lacey has, but one nice pass down the field, and Taracone's got a boomer. And the flag is still.
All right, now, who knows the rules on the overtime, guys?
Oh, come on, Ken. They flip a coin.
Yeah.
Find out which team receives. I think they play one regular period.
Yeah.
Now, is it sudden death, guys?
Yes.
At the end of the one period, am I right or wrong? At the end of the one period, I believe they flip the coin and go down inside the 10-yard line, don't they?
Yeah, you go to the one period and it's still tie, then they go inside the 10 and you have 4 plays, and the person who scores most in those 4 plays.
All right, we have a sudden death. First team to score in this overtime wins the football game, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. That's it.
Correct. But this game may not go into sudden.
It may not.
Well, we got 10 seconds to go. If Lacey can pull out a big play here.
Lacey's got a big decision because they air it out and take a chance of an interception.
Air it out, and even if you have 1 second, you know.
You put the trips on one side of the field, George. You air it out, and you hope for a penalty and get the chance to kick it.
Try to get down inside the 40-yard line and give Tarracone a shot.
All right, here's probably the last play of regulation time. Elias looks to throw.
He's got him.
Gonna be open.
Timeout. Call timeout. Timeout.
Get a time. Timeout.
2
They got the
seconds to
time.
go.
They got the time. He got it. He called the time. George, you're going to to see the kick, baby!
Here comes Tarracone.
That was Mike Latinen on the catch. All alone, he had to wait for the football, and made it going for a touchdown. He had to wait for it.
Before the game, we kept saying that Marvin Goodwin may throw a tailback pass, and lo and behold, Keith Elias throws a tailback pass.
Well, it's up to Tarracone, our all-star placed punter, and he's got a chance to win this football game. Let's get the distance.
Come on, big guy.
Looks like the 25, George. You can mark it at 25.
He's well within range, Ken.
No, Ken, it's only on about the 13-yard line.
He's going to kick from the 20, right, George?
He'll kick from about the 20, right.
That's a 30-yard field goal attempt for Carl Tarracone. We've seen him kick. We know he can do it from here.
I always said there's so many plays in a football game that your kicker can only win a game. He can never lose it.
2 seconds to go.
Come on, big boy.
And it's up to Tarracone.
High snap.
He's back.
I don't believe it!
Carl Tarracone is back.
The game is over.
Oh, my God!
What a football game. Let's just watch the scene.
Oh, my God.
Just watch the scene.
That's what it's all about, baby. Look at the Wilson kids and look at the Lacey kids. I'm happy for Luke Priscillo and his staff.
South Jersey Group 3 state champions. Lacey stays undefeated. Carl Tarracone, our all-star punter, kicks the field goal 30 yards to win the state championship.
Lou Priscillo's got to be walking out on that field saying, somebody up there likes me. Those kids just would not die. One of the greatest high school performances I've ever seen by a high school football team. And beyond a doubt, probably the best high school game I ever observed.
Now, on our plaques, guys, I think you guys wanted to give the whole team. I think we're going to give 2. One to Tarracone and one to the whole squad.
Well,
Well, make up your mind, guys. What do you want to do? George?
I would like to go with one for the school in remembrance of their first state championship from the
I think what we're going to do, since it's a state championship, we'll give out 3 plaques. One to the squad, one to Elias, and one to Tarracone.
I got to agree with that, Ken. Elias had over 200 yards probably rushing. Tarracone had big pass receptions, good defense, and a kick that wins the game for him. Just tremendous effort.
I just want to say one thing. The last 3 minutes of the ball game, there was a young man named Joe Bernaccio on the sidelines, and he kept asking the crowd for the cheer on defense. He kept waving to the crowd for enthusiasm, and he got his wish.
George, you're going to have to go down there. The PA announcer deserted us.
You want to go down? What do you want to do?
Bob, we're waiting. We're just getting the scene here. We'll send George down. George, you want to sum it up before you leave?
Well, why don't you guys sum it up and let me go down because the players are leaving the field.
All right. Bob, you want to recount the scoring, all the scoring, if you can?
Well, I hope I can keep it straight, but what a game. All right, it was Woodrow Wilson that opened up the scoring at 8:33 in the first quarter with a pass from Frisbee to Goodwin to make it 6-0. Frisbee ran it 2 points, made it 8-0. With 53 seconds left in the quarter, it was a 6-yard keeper play by Gardy to make the score 8-6. Tarracone kicked the extra point to make it 8-7. In the second quarter, Elias had a 4-yard TD run to make it 13-8. The extra point by Tarracone made it 14-8 at halftime. In the second half, on the opening, right away, early in the second half, Elias went 49 yards to make it 20-8. Tarracone kicked the extra point to make it 21-8. At 2:28 in the third quarter, Elias again took the 10-yard TD run, making it 27-8. Tarracone had a perfect afternoon with 4 for 4 and a field goal, made it 28-8. Right away, though, Rich Littles came back and returned the ball. Littles came back and returned the ball to the 45-yard line. McCain, I apologize about that, Rich.
Slow down, Bob.
McCain went 45 yards on a pass to make it 28-14. Frisbee ran it in to make it 28-16. In the fourth quarter at 6:03, on a 2-yard TD pass to McCain, made it 28-22. The extra point pass was incomplete. All of a sudden, Woodrow Wilson, with only seconds to go in the game, completed a 60-yard pass to McCain, and Goodwin took it in from 2 yards out to make it 28-28. The extra point attempt to kick was no good. Then, with 10 seconds left in the game, Keith Elias completed a 55-yard bomb to Mike Latine, and it was there with a 2-second timeout that Lacey called the timeout, set up for the field goal, and Terracone kicked a 30-yarder to make it 30-28 to wrap up one of the greatest high school games I've ever seen.
Well, let me just say, our real congratulations to Woodrow Wilson. They really impressed me today, Bob. They played a super football game. They were down 3 touchdowns. They came back. Looked like they were going to win the game on an extra point kick. And they fell short, and they just played a heck of a game. It was a great game to watch.
And all game, Ken, we mentioned that Woodrow Wilson has only 3 seniors, one of which is a starter. That entire Woodrow Wilson team, look for them folks to be back here again next year. They are dynamite. Some super talent on that ball club.
One of the greatest high school football games I've ever done on broadcasting over the years, and I've done a lot of games, and this is one of the greats you got to watch, folks, and I hope you enjoyed it, because these kind of games don't come down the pike too often. This is a game that's going to be talked about for years and years in Ocean County, especially down in Lacey Township, and a lot of fans from other areas here today to watch this game, and you got a chance to see it on Channel 8.
And we should thank our cable group for letting us put this game on today, and this state championship game was just tremendous. We'll go down in the annals, like we said, as being one of the greatest games in shore football.
Okay, we want to thank our crew for the job behind the scenes, Scott Donnelly's gang, and including Jeff Simons. I saw Sherry Leone here today. I think Erica Gelchis is here. Some of the people working behind the scenes for Channel 8. So it's just a great year. There you see Coach Versil being interviewed by the newspaper people. And what a year. Now 9-0. And, of course, we announced our all-star team. He's our coach of the year. Elias, our player of the year. We had, 5 or 6 Lacey kids on the squad, including Terracone.
And all our picks look great today, didn't they, Ken?
And Rob Duffy, Farul was on the team, Hebrew. It's just been a big year for the Lacey Lions, and one that Lou will never forget. And then next Saturday over at Central Regional, they'll go for the B Division Championship, the Shore Conference, if they can beat the Eagles. If not, I think they'll share that championship with the Golden Eagles. Mm-hmm. And that's a big one. And we wish them good luck in that ball game.
One of the toughest things that Versillo's going to have to do is, how do you get your club emotionally ready for their Thanksgiving game after a ball game like this?
Well, I'm sure he's glad now the game has been pushed back to next Saturday instead of Thursday. It gives them a little longer to get the letdown that's going to come when they finally relax after this one, and then build the emotion back up for next Saturday.
And meanwhile, in talking with some of the Central folks, they were hoping for just such a scenario, because they want to knock off Lacey on Thanksgiving Day to get that share of the B crown.
I thank John Gordy and everybody here at Lacey for their hospitality. We always enjoy coming down to Lacey to work the game. We'll come back with our Player of the Game awards in just one moment.